No matter our age, creed, and lifestyle, we all want our own piece of happiness. Today, my special guest, Michelle Harris Collins, is here to talk about healing your heart to find true happiness in love. Thanks, Michelle, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
How are you today?
I am doing wonderful.
Let's talk about how amazing you are. You are
thank
currently
you.
promoting your new book, Spirit
Yes,
Check.
yes.
Tell me, what was your inspiration for writing that book?
My inspiration for writing Spirit Check came from a couple things. Obviously, checking my own spirit and my emotions, which partly led to a heart attack that I had a year ago.
Wow.
So I feel like writing was a part of my therapy. And also just dealing with different people with relationships. My girls are junior Olympian track runners, and just coaches and parents that I see, and interactions and relationships. We got to do better. We have to do better with controlling our emotions in a way that we can have successful relationships. And so it started with me, and then observing how we deal and interact with each other daily. So I was really inspired to kind of help us help ourselves.
I love that. So your book, Spirit Check, offers practical solutions for emotional mastery.
Yes.
Define that for me. How does emotional mastery benefit us in our relationships?
So I feel like if you calm your emotions, you calm your life. A lot of times we're led by our emotions, and one thing that we have to remember is feelings are natural because we're human. However, we can't rely on our feelings all the time because our feelings will lie to us. They come, they go, they're inconsistent, and they're not always facts either. So today we may be feeling great and tomorrow not so great. So we have to find out what is going on, what happened between yesterday and today, why we changed our feelings, or why our feelings are different. And doesn't matter, we still have responsibilities yesterday and the same responsibilities
Right.
today, and our relationships and
Definitely.
life and goals and dreams. So we still have to press through that emotion and not rely on it to lead our life. And so emotional mastery just means no matter what is my feeling, how I'm thinking, my thoughts with what I have to do and what's happening in my life, I still have to fulfill the call that God has on my life, no matter how I feel about it. No matter what you are coming against me with, which we know is going to be distractions and obstacles and challenges. So we just have to really pursue no matter what.
Absolutely. So in your book, how is it written, and what voice is it written in?
It's written in the voice of me bringing out things that you may not have thought about. For example, I deal with 5 emotions in Spirit Check: jealousy, intimidation, fear, pride, and anger. So one of the things in jealousy, some of those that have bought the book and are reading, they're talking about what I call motivational jealousy.
Okay.
And they're saying, wow, Michelle, we've never heard of motivational jealousy, you know? So
Wow.
motivational jealousy is when you look on somebody else that's doing what you know you really should be doing yourself, not the same, your blueprint, obviously, but you know that you're supposed to be kind of answering your own call on your life, but you haven't. So seeing someone else doing it is motivating you to really get back in the game, do what you know you're really supposed to be doing.
Which is something, it's so common.
It's common, and no matter what industry, this applies to all of us. And no matter what our dreams and vision for our life is, at times we get off the horse for whatever reason. Life happens. There's that feeling again because life happened, so I'm getting depressed. But how about taking that time to really develop what it is that you're supposed to be doing? And so sometimes you look at somebody and they're doing it, and often you feel jealous, but it can be motivating as well to really answer your call again, because you have to say yes every day. Answer your call again to be like, you know what? I really need to write. I really need to do this screenplay. I need to just go out and fulfill whatever my heartbeat is. Yeah.
Wow, get that book. So in regards to the realm of dating and relationships, heartache is an epidemic in this world. Let's talk about the effects of not getting closure after toxic relationships have ended.
Wow, I really think that one of the reasons personally as well that led to my emotional kind of breakdown is I was afraid to have a hard conversation. Not because I wasn't ready. You know, usually we're the ones, we know what to say, we have our points, but we don't know how we're gonna be received. So we might retract and be like, let's put that off, or let's just not have the conversation. So I really think closure is so important. Words fail me, because without closure, what you're doing is you're bringing the heartache from one situation into, and you're just allowing it to pour into all of your life, which is not fair to you and your divine destiny. So closure is absolutely important. Have the hard conversations, and it doesn't necessarily have to be one-on-one. You know, we can find different ways to bring closure to our relationships that aren't serving us. And if you can't have the hard conversation, one of the things that I think you can do is to have the closure within yourself, because at the end of the day, it's all about you and how you're able to move forward no matter what is going on with the other person. So what does that mean? It might mean throwing out memories. It might mean writing out your feelings in your journal. It might mean establishing more positive relationships and things in your life, so that your mind doesn't go back to that place.
Absolutely. Also, it's so great, especially if you end a relationship and you want to move forward and move past whatever you were dealing with.
Yes.
You help people, in a sense, conceptualize their dreams and goals, right?
I would say so. I hope I'm an inspiration. I try to be an inspiration.
You know, how should singles seeking meaningful relationships go about manifesting what they want and being more intentional in their approaches, in your opinion?
So I can only speak for me. What I did, and I've been married 17 years to a wonderful person.
Congratulations.
And thank you, and 3 wonderful children as well. And so for me, what I did was I wrote out exactly what I wanted in a future mate. And I walked around with this paper. I knew exactly what was on it. And so I believe nothing happens unless you write it down. That's what I believe anyway. So I wrote out the qualities, the kind of person, the kind of father that I was looking for, and that is what came to me. Like, you know, I wasn't seeking it, but I carried it with me daily. And so I think that's what I was intentional as far as what was in my heart, writing it out, and then it will find you. It will absolutely find you. But if you just keep it in your mind and keep the negative in your mind, then that's what's going to be highlighted every time you go out, you know. But if you write down the positive and keep it in the forefront of your mind, I believe that love, that relationship will find you.
I love it. And then that helps you stay in tune too with your emotions of maybe helplessness or fearfulness. Like you're taking a hold and you're being intentional.
Right.
So it releases the anxiety if you know you've written it out. Put it out there.
Yes.
You know what you want.
Yes. And I'm not saying to like hold it up when you, but you know what it is. You know when it's not what you've written.
Yes. You know.
You will know.
Wow. Last question. So healing your heart to find true happiness is a great achievement for someone who has endured high levels of emotional pain and hopes to find their happily ever after. What are some initial steps that a person could take, you know, in their healing process?
So I think that number one, finding a mentor and finding someone who you deem as an example that you can really share with and that can pour into you is really, really important. I also believe in therapy. You know, I had gone through the process of therapy, and I still am in that process right now. And one thing that I learned about therapy is you go in and you think it's about one thing. And as you begin to talk and share and listen, you realize, God, I'm messed up. No, you realize that it's not just about one thing, because, you know, there's different facets to us. And they all affect who we are and even our choices as it relates to relationships, plus. So you go in and you start talking about one thing, but you realize that it's a real big thing that concerns you and your life. So I would really recommend therapy as a part of healing. Obviously, journaling, as I aforementioned, writing is so therapeutic as well. I didn't start out 2017 thinking I was going to write a book. but in like 90 days I did, and it was like, wow. But it was because I was writing the entire year. So those are really the steps that I would, if you have a mentor, if you journal, and if you go to therapy, I think you're really in a good position. You got to exercise and you got to get your rest as well.
Great advice. Key points. Definitely learned a lot today from you. And I want to thank you for being here.
Thank you.
If anyone has more questions or wants to stay in tune with you and your business, how can they do so?
So on social media, I am Michelle Harris Collins, Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, MHCollins_, and of course my website, www.michelleharriscollins.com.
Okay, go check it out. Thank you so much for being on my show today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.